Hi, I'm Annie Delaney, and welcome to your session to learn all about the Raise Kids billing feature. Today, we'll walk through the different features that are available so you can see what you can do with Raise Kids if you would like to utilize it for billing parents. We'll also go through some common questions and the steps to get started. So let me share my screen so we can get into it. So here, as you can see, during our time together, we'll go through all of what you can do with Raise Kids. Again, we'll answer those common questions that people often have in sessions like these. And then we'll go through those key steps to get started. So that includes setting up your account, as well as how you can go about creating an invoice. So here is a preview of what the billing feature looks like within the Raise Kids app. It's nice and user-friendly for you so that you can quickly create those invoices so you can track them and keep the parent billing a really simplified way of managing your finances. And for you to be able to create some separation between you and the parents of having to continuously ask them for money, this is a really great way of streamlining that and professionalizing the way in which you collect that money. And so it will save you time and it will help you and the parents be able to pay more easily. So here you can see what it will look like to create invoices. So this is how simple it looks within Raise Kids. It's a really clean screen. We give you some pre-populated information to pick from to make it really quick and efficient for you to go ahead and process these invoices. So from the provider portal screen that's in the app that you'll have access to once you've set up your Stripe account, you'll be able to go through here and create invoices for any parents that have accepted an invite to Raise Kids that you have sent them. So here to create an invoice, you're going to be selecting the family, you'll select the payer, you'll select the child or children, the due date, what type of charge it is for, whether it's tuition, late fee, late payment fee, late pickup fee, extra hours, anything like that can be billed. You can have a specific drop down to make sure that that category is covered. You'll put in a description and then you can put in your service dates optionally. So if it is for tuition, you can do it for a certain period of time. If it's for a late pickup fee, you can do it for a specific date. And then you put in the amount, any notes in there, and you press next, preview that invoice before it's sent, confirm and send, and then it gets emailed out to that parent who is selected as the payer. What the parent will see is in their email is an invoice that looks like this, really professional, and it says your information on it, it says their information on it. It gives them a way to be able to pay online, says the charge type, description, all that information that you just put in, the total price, and the amount due and when it's due. So it's a really professional way of being able to generate that invoice for them and a really easy way for them to go ahead and pay it. You can also track payments for reporting. So Raise Kids utilizes Stripe as the payment processor. And through Stripe, there's a lot of reporting that you can do. So you have access to your Stripe dashboard, which then gives you reports of all the revenue that you have made. You can export those payments out into PDF or to Excel documents so that you can easily utilize those for tax reporting time. So this is all accessed through your Stripe dashboard. We won't go into a ton of detail about how to access this, but know that that's there through your Stripe dashboard. And you can get these Excel documents that you can then download and be able to send to your tax preparer. You can also set payment reminders for parents. So this is a great feature so that you don't have to continuously ask the parents who have not paid yet. It's an automated reminder that will go out to them based on whatever time periods that you have set. So you can set up to 3 reminders for them, whether it's before, at the time that it's due or after it's due, to make sure that they are alert and aware that that invoice is outstanding. And so you can do that through your Stripe through your settings. And what it will look like is you go into your Stripe dashboard, into your settings here, and you will go into your advanced invoicing features, and you will be able to toggle on customer emails and then set payment reminders. We have more details about how to do this in our help center and videos showing you exactly how to access this. But just know that that feature is there in case you would like to utilize it to remove yourself from having to continuously remind the parents that a payment is due. You can also customize payment types. So if you would like to only um, accept payment through ACH or credit card, you could do those here. And so here you have the default payment methods, but you can turn any of those off in the same place of the advanced invoicing features that you'll see for setting the payment reminders. So one thing that we like to make sure is really clear up front is the processing fees. So utilizing a payment processor will come with some amount of fees because there are multiple parties involved in that. Raise Kids does not collect any fees. Our fee that we make is through the subscription to the Raise Kids app. And so we do not collect anything as part of it. All of our fees are ones that Stripe is charging to the customer. So there's a couple of things that they charge. One is an invoicing fee. So this will be for anything that goes out to a parent that is paid by the parent through Stripe. You'll get an invoicing fee of 0.4% per transaction. And then it also depends on how they're paying. So for credit card, it will be a higher fee of 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. ACH is a bit lower. So it's 0.8% plus 30 cents per transaction at a maximum of $5 per transaction. So those are the fees to be aware of. So that would be one reason to keep on or off certain payment types. And just to be aware that these invoicing fees are a part of the transactions. And the other thing to be aware of is the payment processing timelines. Again, because there are multiple parties involved, it can take a little while for the money to actually get to you. So you want to be clear as to what that is for your own planning purposes. So processing into your Stripe account. So the money will go into the Stripe account, at which point you can then retrieve it into your own bank account. And so you can do that either manually or automated. But the first part of getting into your Stripe account is it varies depending on the type. So for a credit card transaction, it can take 1 to 3 days between when the parent pays and when it will show up in your Stripe account as available for you to retrieve. For ACH, it typically is 4 business days between when the parent pays and when it shows up in your Stripe account. And also note that your first payment that you make through Stripe, this is normally 7 to 14 days. So what we recommend is doing a really small transaction of maybe $1 to test it out and having that go through and then processing larger tuition payments after that so that those large tuition payments aren't held for 2 weeks before they get to your Stripe account. And the other piece, once it's in your Stripe account, you can then bring it as a payout to your bank account. So you can do this on a manual basis, when you just choose at what point you would like that payout, and you can process a payout, or you can do it in an automated fashion, which we generally recommend. The manual can take a little bit longer. It can take 1 to 4 business days, but the automated is typically 1 to 2 business days. So if it's automated, you can say whether you would like it done weekly, daily, or whatever frequency you would like. To customize the payment methods here, you can see we have a quick video that shows you how to do so. It is a lot of steps to get there, but it is relatively simple to do. So you're going to get to the billing portal in the Raise Kids app, and then you're going to, through Raise Kids, you're going to go to the menu bar and then go to your provider portal. From there, you'll open up your Stripe dashboard, which is right on that front screen. Once you get there, you'll go to the menu bar and you'll go to their top left corner. So let me show this video so you can see easily how to do that. So you're in your Stripe dashboard here. You're going to go to the menu bar in the top left corner and go ahead to your invoices. And here you can then select the top 3 dots at the top to get to your invoice settings. And now is when you scroll down so you can find those advanced invoicing features. So here you will be able to edit your payment methods by selecting that pencil button, Edit Payment Methods. You can go to your default configuration and then see which ones are active for you. And you can go ahead and turn any of those off or turn on the ones that you would like to be turned on. Again, these can affect the amount of fees that are being charged. So it's good to have control and know which payment methods are available to you or to your parents. So here we just activated the ACH one because that's a lower fee. We're making that as what's available to parents. Here is how to set the payment reminders. So again, you're in that billing module within the Raise Kids app. You're selecting the Stripe dashboard, and then you're going right back to that invoice area. And you'll press those three dots to go to the invoice settings. And this one is right below the one that we were just on. And so down below, you can see we have those default payment methods that we just went through. Here's the advanced invoicing features. So you can toggle on customer emails, and you can select what period of time you would like to generate that reminder, either when it's due, you can choose before or after it's due as well. Save those, and then those payment reminders will automatically be emailed to them. One request that we've had, which we've made some changes to in response to that, is, I don't love these fees. Is there a way that we could still manage the invoicing process through Raise Kids without having to collect payment through the app and therefore be subject to fees? So we have made that possible. So you can invoice someone and have them pay outside of the system. You'll have to communicate with them or shut off certain payment methods to make sure that they're not paying online, but you can invoice them, and then you can actually mark it as paid manually. You can add in a note to say how it was paid, but you can collect payment outside of the system, but still record it and keep track of all of your invoices, your open, closed, and past due invoices through Raise Kids, which will just help you be able to manage your business. And it still is that professional look. And you get those email reminders as well if for a past due invoice. So you get the benefits of it without having to actually process the payment through the app, through Stripe, and be subject to those fees. So again, if you're in the billing module here in the provider portal, you'll be able to click on the three dots to the side of any of the open invoices, mark as paid, put in an optional comment, save that, and it will be stored there for you for your records. And then the parent will see that is not eligible to be paid anymore. So one note is that's not reversible, so you'd have to generate another invoice again if that was done in error. So common questions. What's the cost of the service? So there's no cost to the billing module itself beyond the premium or premium plus subscription pricing that you're paying for the Raise Kids app as is. So any of the fees that are associated with the payment are all Stripe fees that are based on volume that's going through. Can you pass the fees on to the parent? Currently, we don't offer that capability, but we are working on doing so that you have the choice of whether you would like the parents to be able to take on those fees or not. We hear you and we understand that that's an important feature that you would like to see. As of now, we recommend that if you were to set a payment type, for instance, an ACH as the only way that a parent can pay, you would then just gross up that total invoice amount to say how much they should pay when it's inclusive of the fees, and then you can keep track of it that way. How do parents see and manage the invoices? So they'll receive email invoices and they can go ahead and pay that invoice directly online. We are developing a portal so that they can do that within the app, but right now we recommend that they go to their emails and they pay that way. Can you set a recurring invoice? Also not yet, but we have heard that request as well. So right now you create one-time invoices so that if you're doing a monthly invoice, you'll go in each month and go and create those invoices. But we have heard that a billing plan could be really helpful to reducing your time, and we are working on putting that into place as well. So the key steps to get started. So you will have to set up a Stripe account, and there's some verification steps that are important because needs to be a really secure system. You need to make sure that you follow all of Stripe's steps to get verified and get started so that you can keep your money safe. So you're going to, again, go into the Raise Kids app, navigate to the billing module from the menu bar. You'll go to the provider portal, and there you will be prompted to set up your Stripe account. So what it's going to require of you right from the start is your email address. You press submit, and then you go ahead and get started with the rest of the steps. So one of the pieces when you are following those steps that is a little bit trickier than the others is to have to authenticate, to use an authenticator app to verify your email and your phone number. So what you're going to do is you're going to um, have to download the Google, we recommend downloading the Google Authenticator app. And that's just available on the App Store or Google Play. You can just search for Google Authenticator and open that. And you'll be prompted to do this as you're following those Stripe setup steps. Um, but what you're going to see in the app is you'll see, or through the app through Stripe, is you'll see that there is a setup key that Stripe will give you for you to input into the Authenticator app to then get an output that you will then have to put back into the app to verify your account. So you'll copy that setup key that you'll see in the app. After you've downloaded the Authenticator app, you'll go ahead and press Enter a setup key. There's a plus button at the bottom of the Authenticator app. You'll press Enter a setup key. There you'll copy and paste what the app had asked, what the RaiseKids app had asked you to put in through Stripe, and you will create this new Stripe account for you. Or you can call it Stripe. We've called ours testing. Here is the numbers that we're going to show up that you're going to have to then put back into the app. These numbers change out every 60 seconds, I think it is. That's why it's so secure, because it's constantly changing. So here you'll have to grab those numbers and put them back into the app, which is part of your Stripe onboarding process to verify your login information. So once you've gone through that, there's a few other steps that could be helpful to know. What is Stripe really asking for here? How should I answer these questions? So one of them is your business type. And so most people are going to default to an individual. This is if you operate, because they're going to ask what business type, individual, company, or nonprofit. So if you operate under your own name or not a registered business entity, you would select that individual sole proprietorship. And if you use your Social Security number as your tax ID, you for sure would enter individual. If you have a registered business entity like an LLC, and you would select company, and you use your employer identification number as your tax ID, you could put in corporation. Here, if you're putting in your legal name, your first name and last name, as well as your email address, your date of birth. These are just verifying some personal information about you. The other pieces that will require you to put in are your industry. And so childcare services is an industry under the education category. We recommend choosing that. And to your website. So it does require you to put in a website, whether you have one or not. They do say that you can put in a social media handle. So if you have a Facebook, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, or any other site, and you can create it, they just need to see that it's a valid business setup. So you can link the direct link to facebook.com/ whatever your business name is, whatever the page is. You can then also enter your bank account information so that you can receive those payouts from Stripe. We don't have access to any of this through RaiseKids. All of it is secure through Stripe. So that was a lot of details about the setup process and how you go through getting your account started. So we have all of these step-by-step instructions on the Help Center as well. So you can go to our Help Center, which is help.raisekids.com. You can go to the section called Utilizing the Platform and Billing. There's a lot of different details and FAQs there that you can drill into for the very specific questions that you have around this. And we hope that we can provide as much guidance as we can to help you navigate this setup process and then creating invoices and managing those invoices. Of course, if you ever have any questions, you can reach out on our support channel, so support@raisekids.com, as well as our phone number. You can reach out to that via text or call. And we also have a chat feature on our Help Center too. So please feel free to utilize these resources. We hope that you utilize this feature as a helpful feature for you. We'd always love your feedback, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you at a session soon.